How's it going, guys? Universe back again with another video. The big sale is coming for premiums very soon in November, and that also means that the F-4s is most likely going to be on sale. The F-4s also recently got a huge buff with its BR rating being decreased to now 11.3. I believe it is 11.3 now. And honestly, that's actually a great thing. The F-4s is not really an awful jet, but when it was at 11.7, it definitely struggled a lot. Now that it's at 11.3, it definitely has its certain up tiers every once in a while, but it definitely has a decent amount of down tiers as well too, which makes the jet pretty enjoyable and actually a jet that's worth buying now. And I can say that heavily. I think the F-4s is an absolutely great jet. I think it's absolutely great. Obviously, you can't really do much in terms of dogfighting, but you have everything that you need to train yourself for top tier. I mean, that's pretty much the goal, right? If you buy the F-4s, your goal is to get top tier, right? Now, you can get the F-5C, but in my honest opinion, it's a toss-up between the two jets. The F-4S, in my opinion, is a great trainer for being prepared for top tier, while the F-5C is a lot more enjoyable and a lot more fun. And honestly, you won't suffer as hard during the grind. But with that, that's pretty much a choice between yourself, you know what I mean? If you want to get better at top tier, when you get to top tier, the F-4S is the best way to go. Unfortunately, with the F-4S being a huge target for AI cheaters who are using it to bomb bases, I would severely not suggest bombing bases in the F-4S. It is absolutely cringe, and you have all the firepower to absolutely dominate an enemy team. You should not be using bombs. It makes no sense, but yet people do it anyways. And just like that, we're already at 3 kills in this match. You have, what, 4 AIM-7Fs and 4 AIM-9Gs with a helmet-mounted display. If you don't know what that is already, it just means that you can literally point your mouse at a target and just fire a missile off. But one of the unfortunate displays of the F-4S is that it is extremely difficult to flare off IR missiles. And I don't know if maybe it's just me, but the AIM-9J has been seeming a little bit OP recently. I have not been able to flare it in any jet that I've been able to play against an AIM-9J. But with that, you also get a pulse-Doppler radar. I don't even know why it's different than the other ones. Honestly, if there's anyone in the comments who knows about radars better than I do, I don't understand what SRC, PDV, HDN is. You know what I mean? I know it's like pulse-Doppler head-on. But I don't understand the difference of why it goes through, like, speed, or it doesn't make any sense to me. But it's a pulse-Doppler radar, that's pretty much all you have to know. And honestly, I think the F-4S is absolutely pretty great. The firepower you have, and it honestly is a great trainer for teaching you to maintain energy. You know what I mean? You're not very good at holding energy. You turn really good, but obviously that comes at a price. You know, when you get really, really slow, you put yourself at a higher risk of getting dominated. And with that, you're pretty much forced to just stay fast all the time and just go for kills and be a support fighter, but also have the firepower to still learn off top tier and improve in top tier. Again, displaying it here in F-4S, I just pull my nose up, I find a target, use my ACM mode, I spotted F-14. Obviously, he's not going to be able to do anything, he's out of the match. And that F-14 wasn't going to be able to do anything, all because he went to altitude. If you haven't already, I do have 2 videos on how to get more kills and how to survive more. I recommend watching those. If you're planning on purchasing the F-4S, I would recommend checking those videos out. It will help you out very, very much. And not to mention that the amount of learning that this jet gives you is absolutely perfect. And I think that's honestly one of the best reasons to purchase the F-4S. Let's get into the match here, though, fully and explain everything that I'm doing. Spot a target up above. I believe it was an F-14. It was. He barely turns into me, and I'm able to get my radar missile off in time. But unfortunately, he got his off too. Luckily, I was able to dodge it last second. I actually don't know how that didn't hit me. I think maybe that might have been a proxy fuse bug, because that should have exploded and taken out at least my tail. But it didn't. We're back into the next match here. It's, again, Vietnam. I don't know why, but when I was playing the F-4S, all I got was Vietnam. I don't know why I got this map only, but it seemed like it was the only map that existed in War Thunder at the time. We're going to lock up a radar missile here. I'm going to fire it off. He's not really staying too low to the ground, so I'm going to take a wild off shot and hope that he does not continue to stay low, because if he doesn't, my radar missile should theoretically hit. Now, it is a Mirage. I don't remember if it was an F1 or 2000, but unfortunately for me, he just barely gets low enough to the ground that the missile misses, but he doesn't get low enough to the ground for the other enemy missiles, and he gets absolutely clapped. See, it's ironic that he can dodge my missiles perfectly, but the minute anybody else shoots at him, he just forgets. He just forgets how to play the game. And, Yeah, that's one of the that's one of the problems with the F4S. When you get into this BR range, you're playing with a lot of premium players. Most people are really brain dead, and so if you honestly train yourself early on how to improve and how to get more kills, it's pretty much an easy fair fight. Everyone else can't keep up with you because you have the firepower of an F14. You may not have the frame of an F14, but you're sure as hell deadly as hell. Spot an FGR2 here. I'm going to go out for a 3-kilometer shot. This should theoretically hit, as the AIM-9G is absolutely incredible long range. But unfortunately for me, it does not. I believe it may have hit a mountain as he was flying through it. And I lost the missile there. I was going to go out for another one here, but unfortunately he is near the 2 mountain cliffs there, and he's just going to pull off to the right, which will force my missile to slam into the mountain again, and I don't want to lose my missiles. At this point, this is perfect display of missile discipline. We've got him here finally. There's nothing that he can do to dodge. I don't want to fire that off. I spot a Mirage F1C. I'm going to fire that one off as well too. And the FGR2 is dead, but unfortunately it gets stolen. But I do hit the Mirage as well too. I'm going to fire off at the Vigan. Then I spot an F-16 who was busy dogfighting, so I'm going to hit him with an AIM-7F. Again, displaying absolute firepower. You have the firepower of an F-14, but you don't have the flight model in F-14s. So as you're playing the F-4S, remind yourself, you don't need to turn for everybody, you don't need to dogfight everybody, you just need to be powerful and do tons of damage, and you'll literally be just fine. Spot an F-4E just straight up ahead. I'm going to go off for an AIM-7F shot. He is low to the ground, but I'm hoping that he'll pull up last second. He does, but it's not enough for the AIM-7 to pull up in time. The missile gets lost. Unfortunately for me, the F-4S here is absolutely suicidal and goes for a head-on. He didn't even bother dodging, but unfortunately my shots did not hit. Just my absolute luck. I only have one missile left. It is an AIM-7F, and I'm rear aspect to an F-4E. And I can't even get to lock to begin with, so I'm just pretty much going to only use my guns. Luckily for me, I get a nice crit off, and from that he gets slow and does not have any speed to out-evade me. And just like that, he is out of the match. That is 4 kills. Again, you have the firepower to do absolute damage, and you should use that. But another problem is that most of these people at this BR range, the premium players, are absolutely god-awful. Most of these people have no understanding of jets, missiles, top tier, and just in general. So you should take advantage of that by learning as quick as possible. But again, the F5C is also an amazing jet. And if you haven't seen that video already, I do have an F5C video on my channel. And it's an immaculate jet. It's really good. But it's also just not really a great trainer. Because again, the goal is to get to top tier at the end of the day. I would assume so. I mean, unless you want to get the F111 Vark, Vark, Vark. You know what I mean? Vark, Vark, Vark in my comments every 10 seconds. It's actually getting kind of crazy. I didn't think it was real. You know, I saw the G video and he was saying that people were spamming that. It was like a cult. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. I went to go check my YouTube comments, and there was about 4 comments straight away, and I was like, okay, it's real. It's real. It's really bad. Spot on F-14, he gets absolutely clapped. I spotted him with radar before, and I went to go behind the mountainside, but he unfortunately died. The MiG-23, unfortunately, is too up in altitude. I'm going to fire off an AIM-7F, and just like that, he's out of the match. I don't have to do anything else. I don't really have to use any more brain power, and that's the best part about the F-4S. You don't need brain power. You just need an understanding of the missiles that you have, and you can do absolutely incredible things. See, if I can get aces against Mirage 2000s, you know, F-14s, F-16s, you know what I mean, then what's to say that this jet is bad? Unfortunately, the only reason why I got downed in BR was because people are bombing so much, which honestly is a good thing, though, because, you know, it just means that they're awful at the game, and we're going to take advantage of that by using the BR decrease to improve our gameplay. Went for an AIM-7F on the MiG-29 there, but he unfortunately was able to stay low enough. I thought maybe I could get a shot off there with the AIM-7F because of all the mountain ridges, but it did not suffice. It's about an Su-25 as well, too. Unfortunately, he does notch, and I almost get TK'd by a friendly. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much. My missile is lost, and I'm going to fire it off an AIM-9G. Or, sorry, it's an AIM-9H. I didn't even realize. I thought it was an AIM-9Gs. It's actually AIM-9H. I apologize for that. I did not know it was an AIM-9H, not AIM-9G. It's pretty much the exact same thing. But the guns as well, too, are kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you'll do an incredible amount of damage. Sometimes you'll do absolutely no damage. But unfortunately, that Su-25 got absolutely dinked. I spotted a dot straight ahead. It was unfortunately an F-14. He doesn't know this, but I'm just as good as him in firepower. And he gets absolutely clapped. See, obviously the F-14 is a much better jet than the F-4S, but He didn't know that, and he did not stay low. Again, check out my video on how to survive more. It's so easy to survive against radar missiles, but nobody knows at this BR because everyone is a bunch of premium noobs. So take advantage of that. Our last player here is an F-4J. He somehow is evading everybody's missiles with absolute ease. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to evade my guns. I absolutely damage his tail, and at this point, it is the end of the match. And that is an ace. The jet is really not bad, it's actually really, really good, and I would 100% recommend buying it when the sale comes around. It should be around a 50% decrease in price, which is honestly 100% worth it. I would recommend buying it, but again, it's a toss-up. Would you rather have fun, or would you rather learn and get better for when you get to top tier? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.